Hello everybody. So today I would be dockerizing one of my node application that I have made using Express.js, and it has a database MongoDB. So I'll start with making a Dockerfile. First of all, I'll delete the Dockerfile, and yeah, first of all I'll show you the application. It's connected on port 4000, so I'll go and check the 4000 port. We can see it's a wallet manager, so we can add our expenses. I guess I need to log in. Okay, really bad interface. It should not tell the password is incorrect. That would give a sense of who is the user. Cool. Just a second, sorry about that. A username with the same. Okay. Now should work. Great. I'll make. Okay, I'll add a new record. So it essentially says. Okay, so the application is like this. You don't have to really know about what this application does. It's just an example. I'll show you by dockerizing it. Now I'll start by dockerizing it, and adding the node image so that we can work on top of node layers. First of all, I'm not gonna explain you everything in depth because each line can take me a minute or 2 minutes to explain in depth. So it would be better um, if you can just let me know in the comments, like should I make a video about what all these line does, and based on the requirement I would do, right? So first of all, we'll be copying package to the inside the image and running npm install in order to install all the dependencies, and the next would be to copy remaining files. Why would I do it? Because Docker has this amazing thing of catching everything. So if we make some changes in the code, then the first two lines, that is the package, copying package and installing npm install, will be cached, right? And these two will be used again rather than doing it again. So just more about catching. And the last command, that is cmd. What is the difference between run and cmd is the above. These all runs when we make a or when we make an image out of this docker file, and these all will run, and the image will have the code and everything in it. Whereas when we make a container on top of that image, that container will eventually run the program and does the work, right? Okay, but before making this docker file complete, we see there are certain things that we need to take care about. That is, first of all, this works on a port 4000. So as we know, containers is essentially isolated from the outer world, so we just have to let the container know that it exposes a port. I mean, let the system know like the container exposes a port to the outside world, and the port that we wanted to expose from the container to the outside world is 4000, right? Apart from it, we do have to add some data about the MongoDB, which I will be covering soon. So before doing that, I'll stop my I'll see my running containers. So if there are any running containers, I'll just stop them. Sorry, it's just PS. Okay, there are 2 containers already running. Stop both of them. Great. You don't have to worry about it. I'll tell you each and every point. So yeah, let's make it the way it should be. Then you want it. So this is how it should look like, right? The MongoDB now. There's 4,000. So I have made a Docker file for the node application, right? And now we have another Mongo instance that we want to connect to. And how can we do so is by running a Mongo container, and letting this node application know about that container. And we can do it really easily. Let me tell you, just a second. I'll clear this terminal. So first of all, how we do it is by running the image. The image is Mongo. You can find about it in the Docker hub. So with this, we don't really need to have a MongoDB and Nodejs installed in our system. We can just use the existing one in the Docker hub. So this will eventually create a new container, but I wanted to give a name to the container that I'll give a MongoDB wallet, right? Now again, this exposes a port. It works in a port that is 27017 inside the container, and it exposes to the port outside, that is on my local machine that I wanted to use in. Either I can give 27017, but I can't give it because in my local machine a Mongo instance is already running at this port, right? So if I hit enter, okay, cool, sorry, the name should be this. This is port. Okay, now if I hit enter, it says I can't do it because the address already in use, right? So instead I'll be exposing it. Just keep note of it, right? मैं गन गेम खेल रहा हूँ साले, वीडियो बना रहा था मैं, आ गया तू. So it says that MongoDB wallet is already in use by container this. You have to remove that container to be able to reuse the name, right? So I'll remove this container. Sorry about that. Right, now if I just run it, it should work. This eventually gonna be keeping. Okay, before doing that, I'll again kill that container. I wanted to add some more things that I'll tell you now. Is adding a flag remove. What it does is, whenever this shell or this container is closed, then it will eventually gonna be deleted. Okay, that's the work of this remove flag. And I need to add a volume. Why do we need a volume? Is whatever stored inside a container will only persist if after deleting of container if I make a volume, and without volume it's not gonna happen and we'll eventually lose the data. So to persist the data, I need to bind to a volume. I'll call this volume as a wallet Wolf, and I'll band it to slash data slash db. You don't have to really worry about what is slash data slash db. It's inside a container. There is a directory db where all the data are saved. So that is what I'm mapping to the wallet volume. So what will happen is, first of all, it will see whether this volume exists, wallet volume. If it does not exist, it will gonna make one volume, wallet volume, and after doing that, suppose first of all there is nothing in the volume, and I create application, I create users, then all the data that are created will eventually go and overwritten in the wallet volume, right? Now this wallet volume will have certain details. Now suppose for some reason I close this MongoDB wallet container and eventually it will be removed, then I again make another container with the same volume. Then what will happen is basically this volume will be having all the data that are previously there, right? That were previously there. So those data will be copied to this container now. The container, the new container. So yeah, that is how it works. You can learn more about it in the documentation. That would be really helpful. Okay, I'll again break it. Sorry about that. I'll run it in the detach mode. I don't want to see all this login stuff right now. And another stuff is to, yeah, so let's build another image with a tag name of wallet image. I'm really bad at naming, so pardon me. Hope the password is correct. No, it's not. Yeah. If it's gonna show us some warning, don't worry about it. It can just be ignored. Yeah, unless it's not an error, it's fine. Now we have an image, wallet image. I'm gonna make a container using that image by saying run command, and I'm gonna give a name to this container. That's wallet container. Again, I'm really bad at naming, sorry about that. But there is a problem that I'll show you now, right? I'll show you the problem. Okay, the port, see, the container is exposed at port 4000, so I have to tell that I can do my colon 4000. But what port do I want it to start in my local machine? That depends on the left side, right? So whether if I wanted to start on the 8000, I can say 8000, that is 8000 that is in my local machine is mapped to the 4000 port inside the container, right? That is one thing. I'll add a remove tag, so whenever this container is stopped, it will be removed automatically. I don't have to do much things. Another is I'll run in an interactive mode so that I can give control C and it will eventually stop it by itself, right? So what else am I missing? I guess everything is inside, except the fact about this MongoDB database that won't be connected now, and I will tell the exact reason why. So yeah, let's give it a try. Didn't expect a error now. Okay, my bad. See, we can see that MongoDB instance is not able to connect, and the reason is we wanted to connect to the local host 27017. But understand one thing, this node application is working inside in a container that is isolated from the system, and it's not able, and it's obviously not able to access my local system. So that is why it shows me an error. What we can do is, just now we have started a new service of MongoDB. So let's connect this MongoDB service to the Node application. We can do it by inspecting a container, MongoDB wallet. Sorry about the big name. So under the networks, you can see a gateway. Copy that IP address of gateway, and while connecting, MongoDB slash converted localhost to this IP address, and the port we are running it on is 27018. You can see, I'll get the string. See, the 27018 is mapped to 27017 inside the container. So essentially we are working on 27018, right? Now as I've made the changes, I need to run again my backend application, right? But before doing that, I need to basically build the image, and I'll run it again. Hopefully this time it will work. Yes, MongoDB connected, so it's not listening on port 4000, it's listening on 8000, so don't get confused with that. Yes, it's working. So I'll give some data, just random data, does not really matter. Hopefully there's less than 10 to power 9. Yeah, it is. Oh, my bad. So yeah, it will create. I can add a new record. Let's say I drank a tea, it cost me around 20 rupees. Details, morning, morning freshener. Yeah, anything. I mean, just morning would do. Right? I'll add some more. I'll add something like title would be like anything like fish, amount cost me 200, details, event, anything, doesn't really matter. Yeah, so everything is working, the email is this, the password is this. Now what I'm gonna do is basically end the backend, run it again, and as we know, when we end the backend, it will eventually gonna delete the container, and when we run it again, it will eventually gonna make another container out of the